Morning fog has burned off. Another beautiful day here in the Tennessee Valley. So glad you're spending part of it with us here on 3+U. And if you're lucky enough to be home today and you're like me, chances are you're beginning to think about the holiday season, making sure your house is decorated for fall and Halloween, and Christmas not too far behind, the perfect time of year to nest. So if you are in the market for a new home, you're in luck this morning because Charlotte Mabry joins us to kick off the show. She, of course, is with the Charlotte Mabry team, part of Keller Williams. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I always enjoy it when you're here because I never know quite what your topic is going to be.
Me either.
You always have a way of pulling a trick out of your hat. So you're not talking so much today about the housing market, although we can touch on that.
Sure.
Your philosophy is that if you have a strong realty base in terms of the realtors serving the community, that just makes the home buying and selling process for the customers all the richer. Right?
Absolutely. You know, when we get people into this industry of real estate sales, there's not a really high bar when it comes to training and information to be able to actually get a real estate license, and that's great. But ultimately, if we're going to serve our community and our clients to the highest level, we as real estate sales professionals probably need to know what we're doing, right?
Do you remember when Seinfeld was a big show on TV?
Yes.
And I remember there was an episode once where George was out of work. He was always, I think, out of work. And Jerry's counseling him about what he wants to do.
Right.
And he's a middle-aged man, essentially.
Right.
What do you want to do? And George says, I want to be a Major League Baseball player.
Right.
You can't just step up.
Absolutely.
And do that. Same
Absolutely.
with real estate. You've got to build it.
No question. And, you know, we have some wonderful real estate sales professionals here in our Chattanooga, North Georgia area. We're very fortunate. But, you know, I one of the things that's on my heart is 90% of everyone that gets a real estate license and joins our local association of realtors, they don't make it past 2 years in this industry. So every 2 years, our industry is turning over with all new people. And what a shame that is for them and for the community as well. And so years ago, I've done this now for 35 years. Years ago, there were a group of us that got together and said, hey, how can we meet once a month and maybe mastermind together to help each other grow, not only individually, but help ourselves grow our businesses. And so November the 9th, coming up on Tuesday, November the 9th, we're going to try that again. And so we're going to do a monthly mastermind. It's open to anyone from any company that is interested in growing their business. And, you know, we get so little financial training in any industry,
Right.
in any job that we have. And so when we have real estate sales professionals who are supported and encouraged because, well, they sell the most or they're the most popular, that's all great, but ultimately, you know, it's not really about what you make, it's what you keep, right? And how you're growing your family and your own personal wealth. And we find a lot of people, particularly in the real estate industry, struggle in that arena. And so we want to help on that.
Okay, so let me ask you something. I'm trying to kind of break this down besides the obvious positive thought, you know, behind what you're doing, but for the consumer, for the home
Sure.
buyer eventually,
Absolutely.
is the way that breaks down, not to be jaded, but if you've got an agent who is secure in his or her own right, they've got a nice business model, then if you go in and you find a home, they can guide you more effectively in what's a fair asking price because they're not so concerned about that
if
bottom
all you
line.
care about is selling something because you're desperate for money.
Okay, you said
right?
You're right.
I mean, that's I guess the bottom line. But ultimately, how do I help my client be better thoughtful of their own financial future
Sure.
if I don't have a grip on my own?
Right.
And it's not that we don't have people who understand that we do, but there are a lot of people who struggle in that arena because they've really not had that financial education.
Well, and in your industry, it's different from most people where you're getting a standard paycheck
Right.
every couple of weeks. Yours comes in
Commission.
bulk, essentially. Yeah, and if you take that money and you go buy something extravagant with it, now you don't have the money to pay your gas bill.
Correct. And unfortunately, that happens. And so we want to help not only people know how to manage their money, but if they have interest in staying in a sales career over time, how do you accomplish that? How do you go about, if you want to have a team, how do you grow a team? What's that about?
That is such a great idea. So this time on November 9th, even though many of you have done this in the past, this is just something that you are leading, but it's open to anybody.
It is open to anyone. And so we'll send some information out in the community going, hey, here's the time, here's the place. With technology today, we can meet via Zoom, which makes that very easy. And get together once a month. I'll be leading a topic that, we'll start out talking about, is your business actually profitable? Do you make profit? And how do you know that? I mean, most of us today, unfortunately, don't know how to do a net worth statement or anything like that, regardless of what career or job that you have.
Right.
I think it's important that everyone know, what are your assets? How much of your liabilities do you have, and is there anything left at the bottom of that column?
Right. We kind of live in a world now where sizzle sells, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And I mean, no matter where you look, it kind of is what can grab somebody in. But ultimately, you never go wrong with a pair of khaki pants and a navy blazer.
Well, it's so important, and most of the people that are most wealthy in any industry, you typically don't know it, right? They are the ones in the khaki pants.
So if you were talking to somebody who's thinking about beginning a career in real estate, especially if it's a younger person, do you think that there's still a good future in it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it is a great industry to be in. Sales is wonderful. I love the sales industry. It is just not that well supported right now. So it's a great opportunity to grow your personal wealth. You just need to be sure you're led by someone, whether at your company or maybe in a mastermind group, that can help you get that perspective for, okay, there's more to this than just what I'm doing day to day.
And do you ultimately have to love what it is that you are selling?
Absolutely, no question about it. I do see a lot of people get into real estate sales, and if you're thinking about that, this is something to think about. It's not just about loving the product, it's about taking care of your client as well. And if you're going to take the best care of your client, do you know what you're doing personally for yourself? I think that's really important.
So I can't let you off the hook without asking you how the market is looking right now. Are houses still going up? Inventory's going up?
Inventory is going up, so it is. That's good. The thing to remember is if something you like comes on the market, even though there's more of them out there, you need to hop on it because things are still selling very quickly. So our days on the market, while they might have gone from 4 days to 10 days on the market, that went more time. It's still only 10 days on the market. So you've got to hop on something.
And are you
quick.
still seeing those bidding wars going on, or has that eased up a bit?
It has eased a bit. There are not as many, but particular houses, for example, just in the past 30 days, we've had one that had 21 offers on it. So it depends on the house.
It's just hit or miss.
And the circumstances, but it's not it wouldn't necessarily be called the norm right now.
And I know that the Tri-State Home Show is coming up.
It is.
This month, so this will be a conversation I'll have with them too. But I think I heard that lumber prices have gone down a bit.
They have eased up a bit. They have. It's interesting right now, so many products like gypsum board, all of OSB, all of that now has become the new lumber. You can't find that now.
Oh, but for people who might be buying a house and where they were thinking, oh, I can't because I can't get the lumber for the deck I want to replace.
That's easier.
You got it now.
You got it now.
Okay. Always good to see you. To sign up for your class,
Absolutely.
They should go on your website?
They can, absolutely. I'll be sending something out to everyone registered as a realtor right in the current community, so in both Chattanooga and North Georgia, because again, this is open to anyone from any company.
Always great to see you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
You can contact her or her team, the Charlotte Mabry team, at Keller Williams. Their phone number and website right there on your screen. We're back after this.
Hi, welcome to